it's really interesting when you have the access to so many countries like Israel ideas, Korean ideas. And when you are there, it's very important that you have your mind really open. So this is very important because when you hear something that is coming from another country, another person, another culture, and normally the first thing we do, we block. This is not going to work in America. This is not going to work. So it's very important that you don't do this. It's very important that you pay attention. Especially like I was hearing like my Korean friends. Korea is very different. It's like nothing is the same. We see the things in the God, the colors, everything is different. The lion even roars different. So if I go there and I have something against it, I will not learn from that. So that's very important in the creative process that you have your open mind. So yes, we do that. We share a lot, and sometimes it's hard to make it true. To give an idea, 10 years ago I created a reality show which was looking for the Chica bond. It was my proposal was to get a reality show to look for a beautiful Latin American woman to be one of the Bond girls. And I wanted to do that with NBC. It was amazing, but they didn't go for it. Sometimes you have amazing ideas. You show that you can do amazing stuff, but they're still very conservative in the other side. So.
I just wanted to make a story. How can I get on the show?
Do you want to be a diva? We're going to have a Colombian and Mexican. I'm coming to Argentina very soon. So. Okay. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask a follow-on question. So, commercializing these ideas, it sounds like you just have this wealth of, influence from all these different markets. And is it just internal to MGM, or do you actually go out and, try to sell these ideas?
Oh no, I go out. I go out there, and it's very interesting. And I'm truly saying I really love what I do. I think this is the basic of everything. But when I pitch to clients, they buy it because I go there with this energy, which sometimes is difficult because I'm working 25 countries, so I'm always flying. That's not a joke. But the greatest thing is when you go out there and you bring your people with you, and they learn with you, and they can do the same. So today I have 3 great directors that learn with me, and the pitch has to be like this. So the presentation I just gave you guys, the presentation I gave to many of my alliances, my partners like Sky here in Brazil. So you really have to extend this creative format even to your presentation. You cannot just do that internally. You have to show your client why you're different. So why are you unique? You have to be unique, even the way you present stuff. And this is the way for you to be successful. And I don't have a lot of budget. I'm in MGM. I don't have a lot of budget. So you have to be creative. Okay?
Thank you, Marcelo. This was amazing. We're in the business of localization, which nobody understands, but basically we adapt our customers' products into certain regions and their specific characteristics. So I'm wondering whether this works with Latin America as well, or can you sell a single, as you said you did, it was very successful in Venezuela, and you're now selling to Mexico and Colombia. But can you always do that? Can something that you create for Latin America fit all Latin American countries? And I'm especially interested whether it would fit Spanish-speaking countries and Brazil. How does that work?
I think this is a clever question, not only because you're my friend. But localization, it works. We do that too, So it's a fine line between Brazilians and Spanish-speaking people. And I'm sorry, we all are Latinos. Brazilians are Latinos too. So we're very similar. It's not like we're so different, So in case of Brazil and Argentina, there are a lot of differences between the countries, but it's still the women, in this case particularly, they are professionals, but they still are mothers, or they still are wives, and it's very hard for them. So when you present an opportunity for these women that are multi-talented to be there and show something, it's going to work well anywhere in Latin America. But when I negotiated this format with ProSieben in Germany, they said, we don't have this kind of women. So I had to change and localize, like you did in your business. I had to localize. I got all the scripts, and I rewrote all the scripts and the concept of the show, which was In Search of a New Diva, Frankfurt. It's going to be a lifestyle diva. It's going to be a woman that is going to give tips about the competitive work in corporate, and how to dress, and how to get to a meeting, or how to work with decoration, but beauty. It's far from the house, but it's much more closer to the lifestyle of this woman. This is a lifestyle show, so you can localize everything you do. You can localize. You just have to understand who you're localizing for. And what I think is important for your business, I was listening to you, yesterday at the dinner, so, I'm a translator manager and a localizator manager. I was like, what the hell is this? I don't know anything about this. So I came to Mark and said, what is this? These people locate stuff, So he explained to me what was this. And I'm sure he probably do that, but I would say that if I would be there working with you, when you're localizing, locating stuff, you should also think of it, maybe it's not your business when you do something for Toyota or especially Toyota, but you can really maybe think different and offer your client, why don't you do this different? I don't know if you do that or not, but when you do the translation, you're doing that, maybe you're going to find something that they didn't see, because when you're not part of the business, you see things that other people that are there don't see. And this is the way it works. So that would be my recommendation when you're doing your localization stuff, is really think, maybe we could do different, maybe it would work, so I can suggest to my clients, and that's going to add value to your business. Nice one question. Sorry.
Well, just a little comment, because I heard you say about, that Germany doesn't have those kind of women. I'm not German. I'm from Europe, but I'm Dutch. I'm from Amsterdam. So,
yeah, they have.
Okay, so maybe you should change your strategy and maybe go to Amsterdam, so I can give you my card and I can bring it.
So I'm sure they are, but you know what happens? At ProSieben, there are a lot of men there, and there are a lot of gay men there, so they don't get women. So I try to show them and say they really don't get it. I think there are a lot of women that take care of their families, and there are a lot of women that take care of their children. They're very creative in cooking, in decoration, in all the stuff we showed here. So I agree with it.
But was there a particular reason for choosing Germany?
It was the first one that because I recently been I'm pre-nomination for Emmy, and I'm a board member of Emmy. So when they saw the show, when they were broadcasting the show, in the last meeting, ProSieben came to me and said, we really would like to represent the format, and then we want to buy the format in Europe. So there was the first one. Now we're talking to Global, we're talking to Televisa, we're talking to other networks.
And this is a question. So, I don't know how it's changed. Really, now we're getting more productions locally, like in Latin America, because we do translate things and localize things into different regions. We also worked in subtitling, for example. So many of the things that came from the US or Europe had to be subtitled or dubbed, and that generated, a different source of income and work here. They said, when we were in the States a few years ago, that many more hours of air TV were supposed to be translated and subtitled for the Latin community in the US. So, but I see that they're generating more programs locally. There are more productions at a local level here in Latin America now. Is that because of the change in how you communicate, and there's more reach, like locally? You need to adapt your message to the Latin American community, because they're not just buying whatever is made abroad anymore. Because we used to have more imports of shows from the US and Europe. And now I see that there are many more productions in Latin America.